Have you ever noticed how a 15-second promo can sometimes pack way more of a punch than a full-length movie? Today, we're diving into the incredible power of micro-storytelling. We're going to unpack the hidden sensory poetry inside a very specific, super short promotional trailer for VMX featuring Ayanna Mazzola. You know, at first glance, a promo trailer might just seem like a quick ad, right? But when you really break down the script, you often find this deeply layered metaphorical journey. We're going to look at exactly how this brief monologue masterfully uses language to bridge the gap between physical sensation and emotional desire. It all kicks off with a super simple phrase, "Come, join me." It's so simple, yet incredibly effective. By starting with this direct, almost whispered invitation, the script acts like a total magnetic hook. It pulls you, the viewer, straight into the narrative. You aren't just an observer anymore, you're a participant. It immediately establishes this intimate, inviting tone right out of the gate, completely breaking the fourth wall and demanding your immediate, undivided attention. Section 1. The temptation of the sun. How the physical setting is established. Imagine the heavy, oppressive weight of a blazing afternoon. The narrator asks, "You know that feeling when the heat of the sun makes you suddenly tempted to just go, ah." And honestly, this brilliantly illustrates how marketing and poetry can totally overlap. This opening line takes a universal physical sensation and uses it to plant a little seed in your mind. We all know the discomfort of intense heat, and more importantly, we all know that intense, undeniable urge for sudden relief. By reminding you of this physical weight, the script is basically priming you for a deeply satisfying release. Section 2. Submerging in cold water. From oppressive heat to the relief of water. Now notice the sudden shift in the narrative here. Every story will tantalize you to suddenly submerge in water. Boom. We are no longer just talking about the weather. The script cleverly pivots from the physical environment straight into the concept of stories and storytelling. The relief you're seeking isn't literal water anymore. It's the content. It's the narratives themselves that are going to quench your thirst. What's truly fascinating here is the specific nuance of the original source word used, tatakamin. It translates to tantalizing someone, literally making their mouth water with intense, almost unbearable desire. It's such a highly evocative word that connects a visceral, physical craving, like being completely parched in the sun, directly to the act of consuming a story. You aren't just going to watch these stories, you are going to hunger for them. Then, the script drops another incredibly rich word, papaliquian, which translates to bathing someone. The narrator is literally promising to bathe the viewer in these stories. This isn't some passive viewing experience, right? This sensual wordplay guarantees a fully immersive surrender. You're going to be completely washed over by the narrative, surrounded by it on all sides, exactly like plunging into a cold pool on a scorching day. So we've got the setup, we have the sweltering heat, and we have the promise of a refreshing, immersive plunge. But what exactly are these stories we're plunging into? What's the actual substance of this deep water? Section 3. Fearless stories. Moving from physical actions to psychological bravery. Listen to this bold declaration. "I am Ayanna Mazzola, and I will bathe you in stories that are not afraid to..." And what does that bravery actually look like? Well, the script lays it out in 3 distinct emotional risks: to try, to make mistakes, and to go with the flow. These aren't just random actions. They define the very core of dramatic and romantic storytelling. I mean, to try is to be vulnerable. To make mistakes is to be human, which, by the way, usually makes for fantastic streaming drama. And to go with the flow is to surrender your control entirely. It perfectly encapsulates the raw, unfiltered nature of the platform's content. Section 4. The heat of emotion, the core metaphorical truth. Now, here is the absolute crucial point, this central comparison. The script started off by focusing on the heat of the sun, a purely physical setting, but it concludes by shifting that entire focus to the heat of emotion. The script perfectly maps the physical weather right onto human psychological desire. That external heat, it was really just a clever setup to make you understand the internal burning passion of the stories being offered. Which brings us right to the final lingering line of the transcript. And go with the flow of the heat of emotion. It is the ultimate invitation. It's asking you to let go of your inhibitions, stop fighting the current, and just completely surrender to your passions. That relief you were seeking from the literal sun, you find it by diving headfirst into the figurative heat of these fearless narratives. It's just a brilliant piece of highly condensed sensory writing. It takes you from sweating under the hot sun to diving deep into the complexities of the human heart, and it does it all in just a few short sentences. It leaves us with one final, essential question to chew on today. Are you ready to plunge into the heat without fear? Thanks so much for unpacking the structural masterpiece with me, and I really hope it changes the way you look at the stories unfolding on your screen.